Well, it means you will be given heavenly responsibility. When you step into your life with Christ, you say, I'm going to be a Christian. I confess with my mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in my heart that God raised him from the dead. Cool, I get to go on a beach vacation. No, that's not what that means. Now it means that there's a sense of taking up our cross and following him. That means that we will be given heavenly responsibilities. If you're a believer here, you believe in Jesus, then God has a purpose and a plan and a task for you. And it's going to be hard, but it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. And it starts with what we started with today, the gospel responsibility. See, all believers, we've been given the good news, being given the good news that we carry into the world, that gospel responsibility. It kind of made me think a little bit, if you had good news in a bad situation, how many of you would refuse to share it? For example, if I was up here and I was like, I knew of impending danger, that as soon as you walked outside of the church today, you were in impending danger. If I didn't say anything, how many of you would say that reflected pretty poorly on me? You withheld important and pertinent information that you knew. See, all Christians, when we hear the gospel and we respond to the gospel, we have pertinent information about the eternity of everyone else around us. We have what's called the good news in a hopeless and dark situation, don't we? So as immediately when we're given the gospel, we all receive it, but we also receive it with a responsibility. I want you to think about, in the time of Mark, Jesus, he dies on the cross. The church is born. They carry from one generation to the next. They carry the responsibility of the gospel from one generation to the next, from one person to the next. Guess what? This is how you and I know about Jesus, isn't it? The message of the gospel has been carried throughout all history on the backs of people who shouldered the responsibility of the gospel. Now is our time. You and I now are bearing our cross. We're bearing the responsibility of the heavenly responsibility of the gospel. I want you to think about why then would we do this? Again, going back to Rufus and Alexander, there's this beautiful passage in Romans.